Teen girl dancing on roof of SUV falls off and is hit by a fire truck responding to an emergency. More after this. Hello everyone and welcome back to ABG's Point of View, where I give you my analysis on the most popular topics in the world today. Today's video, we have a teen girl dancing on the rooftop of an SUV, and in the process she falls off and gets killed by a fire truck responding to an emergency. Before I dive into the details of the video, if you're new here, welcome to ABG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over, similar to yourself, or my normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. Nyla Simmons, an 18-year-old Missouri teen, died after falling from the roof of a moving SUV and being struck by a fire truck responding to an emergency. The accident occurred on April 26 in St. Louis when Simmons fell from the vehicle after it made a turn, landing in the path of a fire truck. Simmons' parents expressed their grief and urged others to learn from their daughter's tragic death, emphasizing the importance of safety. Okay, that was the abbreviated version of the story itself. I'll put the link in the description. That way you can get going and read the complete story in your own leisure. In the efforts of making this a little bit shorter, I'm gonna dive in right here. I'm trying to give you guys a lot shorter videos. That way it won't be as much to watch, and I know how it is. Unless you just love your favorite YouTube creator. I'm just saying. But anyway, my thoughts. First and foremost, we got a young lady, 18 years old, Nyla Simmons, in St. Louis. She fell off of a moving SUV at around 11:20 p.m., a Cadillac Escalade. Now, why was she standing on top of the SUV? Apparently, her and her friends were hanging out, okay? And what happened was, she was supposed to be going to cosmetology school, Grabber School of Hair and Design, on Monday, April the 28th. Now, this happened on the 26th. Okay, let me go back. Now, Nyla, she graduated from Parkway North High School in 2024, right? So this was last year sometime, okay? She waited about a year or so, jumped back into cosmetology school. She was I guess she was excited about going to cosmetology school and all that, you know what I mean? It was something that, a lot of young ladies look forward to. They get their own hair salons and all that kind of stuff. That business can be pretty lucrative, so I see why they get into that, you know what I mean? They have men doing the same thing with, barbering school, so forth and so on. Now, unfortunately, she was the youngest of 5 siblings, and, she just graduated. Mom and Dad was happy. They were celebrating. All the kids graduated. Everything is all good, wonderful, and great. And then this happens. She goes out with her friends. They're hanging out, doing what friends do on a Friday night. And they're having a good time. Now, she's on top of the SUV dancing. Why would you be on top of an SUV dancing while she's driving it? I have no clue. I have an idea, though, okay? I think partly it's because you're probably filming the camera on your cell phone, and then they got Instagram, okay? I'm almost certain that was the reason why she was out there dancing, doing what she was doing. They having a ball. We're going to do it for the gram. We're going to do it for the gram. We're going to put it out there. You having fun with your friends and all that kind of stuff, And unfortunately, she falls off, loses her balance, falls off, and then she ends up in the way of a fire truck, Whereas if she fell off during normal traffic and he was making a turn, clearly all the other cars might have stopped. She might have been in the way, maybe was jammed on brakes or whatever, but the fire truck, when she was making a turn, fire truck was probably flying, you know what I'm saying, to get to this thing. And, you know, they always teach you whenever you're driving, well, you may not know, but they teach you when you're driving a very big vehicle, i.e. a bus, fire truck, 18-wheeler, you know what I mean, a big box truck or whatever the case may be. If you come into something and like an animal, a deer run across the road, you know, some sort of animal, in this case, unfortunately it's Nyla, just hit it. Just hit it. You can do way more damage if you just don't hit it. That's the only thing you won't kill is just her. You know, most of the time it's just a deer or whatever. We'll just get away with it, but it was just her. So the sad part about it was the emergency vehicle hit her and killed her. It's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. You know what I mean? I don't really have nothing bad to say. It's just that you got to use a little more common sense when you're doing things like this, okay? She could have been in the bed of the truck dancing and fell off, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm thinking happened. That's what I'm hoping that happened. I'm hoping she wasn't standing on the actual roof of the SUV where the people sit inside the car, that, you know, the truck. I mean, you may have a sunroof and you might be on the top and you dancing, doing your thing or whatever. I'm hoping you was in the bed of the truck and maybe you just lost your balance and fell out. Okay, you know, when she was turning. Because when it's moving, you know what I mean, you can't really gather yourself and then, you know, brick your fall for the most part. You know what I'm saying? If a vehicle coming, it's a wrap. It's a done deal. Not a smart thing to do. Not a real smart thing to do. I'm quite sure Nyla was way smarter than that. I just think she got caught up in the moment. I think she got caught up in, you know, just dancing, hanging out with her friends, you know, having fun, all that kind of stuff. I truly wish this never happened, you know what I'm saying, because now it's another life that's lost. She could have been a good kid, you know what I'm saying, and if you ask her mom and dad, she was a good kid. And who am I to say that she isn't, because I don't know her personally, you know what I'm saying. I'm just speaking on behalf of the publication that actually posted the story, but you know, it's just things that young people do. I just wish they didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I wish they had a little more common sense to know that you shouldn't do something like that. Like if she was in the car just dancing or whatever, doing her thing, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, you know, breaking it down, all that. You know what I'm saying? But the car wasn't moving. Okay, cool, I get that. I ain't tripping about that. But while the car moving, that's why they always tell you to sit down. You know what I'm saying? If you've ever ridden in the back of the bed of a truck, I've ridden in the back of a SUV. I'm sorry, not an SUV, a pickup truck. And, you know, going to work, doing different, you know, tasks or whatever, you know, for work. You know what I'm saying? You move around, you know what I'm saying? It's not the most, you know, I'm going to say the most steadiest ride, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you moving, but, you know, depending on how fast her girlfriend was going. She was making a turn. She could have been driving, going through the light, making that turn. She could have been doing 55 miles an hour, 45, 50 going around the turn. You know what I mean? And just through her girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't think if she was going slow, I don't think she was doing like 25 miles an hour, 30 going around the turn. I think she might have been doing a little bit of speed and kind of got her caught up on that, you know what I'm saying, and fell out. More of the story is, ladies and gentlemen, please don't go out there and do nothing like this. You know what I mean? The summertime is upon us. I don't want any more young people dying over silly things like this. This could have been easily avoided, you know what I'm saying? Just if you just took, you know, the time to just take, you know, common sense and just, you know, utilize that at the time. And, you know, can't really blame her friends. In a way you can, but in a way you can't. If I'm her friends, I'm gonna be like, yo, girl, you know, chill. Be turning. I mean, I would have been the cautious person to be like, yo, sit down. You know what I mean? Just chill. Fall back before you fall out the truck. Chill, you know what I'm saying? You know. But everybody don't think like that, you know what I'm saying? Some people just like, go, girl, go, go, go. And it's just like, you know, and then that happens. So, unfortunately, you know, this happened. Prayers go out to the family. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow, you know what I mean, because it's a very avoidable mistake. But, you know, mistakes do happen. We just wish that it wasn't a fatal mistake. So prayers, like I said, prayers go out to the family, and I hope they, you know, get the proper healing and everything that they need, you know, for this situation to kind of like settle out. But just the moral of the story is just don't do stuff like this. Don't do stuff like this. Just use a little common sense when you out here doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you know a vehicle's moving and you outside the vehicle, chances are you're not going to be able to hold your balance, okay? If you ain't holding on, you going down, okay? When I was younger, I rode on the back of my homie's go-kart. No, I actually rode next to him in the go-kart. And he hit the turn, and I wasn't holding on because I'm used to being in the car. And I falls out, rolls over, skinned my knee, my arm, my face. I was all jacked up. Felt some type of way about that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it was my fault, you know what I mean? So, you know, lesson learned, you know what I mean? I was able to walk that off and get back, you know what I mean, on my feet. But I can just imagine how everything went. It probably went so fast for her, and it's just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? It's so sad. It's so sad. But with that being said, if you like what you've heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well to bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over. Similar to yourself, I'm my normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back on my new subscribers. Welcome. Welcome to AUG's Point of View. Do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Push this like button. Fill it up. I need hundreds of likes on this video so that way we can push these videos out to other people so they can see all the wonderful videos and wonderful stories that I've talked about over the years. So do me that favor. I greatly appreciate it. You can also hit the share button. Share with your family members and friends. Let them see what's going on. And if you knew Nyla or somebody like that, you know, if you knew her or friends or whatever, you one of her friends or whatever, leave a comment that's down, you know, in the comment section below. You know what I mean? If you got any more information that goes with the story, you can actually add that as well. You know, we like to know. We're a community where we like to put the real story out. You know what I'm saying? We feel like this is the real story, but you may know more information than we do. So, you know, feel free to leave a comment down below. Meantime, between time, come visit me on my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, all my social media platforms. I've been doing some shorts lately, and I'm trying to keep up with the shorts. Give you guys something to watch in between the videos or whatever. So, doing my very best to kind of keep up with the flow. I got a lot more added to my plate, so you know we're going to continue to push these videos out as best we can and keep you guys entertained. So, you know, I appreciate you guys watching the video. And if you made it this far, you are the real MVP. I truly appreciate you. But with that being said, I love every single one of y'all. And please be careful out here, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
To the scene, oh, I gotta get to the bag now. I can't be chasing on these. They getting they feeling and dragged down. That's why they just crash out. Stuck in the cell and this man down. Life getting gone in a flash now. Fitting in, I'ma stand out. I done seen these crash out. They some baby boys, I'm the man now. They was questioning, make them fans now. I'm the best in my league and that's hands down.